What's up, everyone? It's Josh, the unconventional money guy, and I've been having a lot of people reach out in regards to how to pay for Florida college and university expenses. So I'm going to make a quick video and discuss the pros and cons on what's happening with everyone. So what are your options? You have 529 plans, you have custodian accounts, you got Florida prepaid, you can take out loans, and then the fifth option is you could pay out of pocket if you really want to. So let's talk about a 529 plan. So 529 plan is essentially funded. And when you fund that money, it's a gift to your children. So you may be able to get some tax benefits from that. Or if your parents want to contribute money, they could get a tax deduction to give a gift to your kids. Everything that you take out of here, including the earnings. So if you put in $1 and that dollar turns to $10, you'll be able to use the $9 in appreciation of your money tax-free as long as it's for higher education expenses. The downside of the 529 plans is that they have limited investment options. So you can only choose the investments that the plan has. You can't go buy any sort of investment that you want. And also something that's cool is, let's just say one of your kids decides not to go a traditional education route. It's transferable to another kid. So you have different options when it comes to 529s. Now, something really cool about living in the state of Florida is they offer Florida Prepaid, which is going to lock in your tuition costs, but it's only good for Florida schools. So if you want your kid to go to an out-of-state school, Florida Prepaid is not a good option because you're not going to get the benefit of that investment. Also, a benefit is if you're someone who doesn't like making investment decisions, the state of Florida is making those investment decisions for you to guarantee that you're going to lock in tuition costs at 2022 prices rather than 2032, 2040 prices. And the cost of tuition has been skyrocketing over the last 10, 20 years. And another thing to be aware of, the state of Florida is in charge of funding this program. However, the state of Florida is actually one of the best states when it comes to managing their finances, which is why a lot of people are starting to move here. Another way to go, which is a little bit more unconventional, is you can do a custodian account. A custodian account is basically an investment account for your kids. It's a gift to your kids, so you can still get some sort of tax benefit there depending on how the gift is decided within your financial situation. You have unlimited investment options, meaning you invest in anything you want, any sort of investment. There's no limitations there. And what you're doing is you're taking the money and you're transferring the tax burden to your children, meaning when they sell the investments or they take the investments out, it's going to affect their taxes. And if they're going to school or if they use the money when they're not making a whole lot of money, the tax consequences are most likely not going to be anything astronomical. And finally, the custodian account can be used for anything. So it could be used for higher education. It could be for buying a car. It could be for putting a down payment on a house. One cool thing about the custodian account is your kids will always be the minor on the account. Whether they're 28 or 108, you're going to have to relinquish the funds to them. So it puts you in a position of power when it comes to actually giving the money to them in the future. And then lastly here, starting to wrap things up, we can always take out student loans. So the difference in student loans is unsubsidized loans have interest from the beginning and they're not based on financial need. So anyone can get unsubsidized loans. Subsidized loans are based on financial need, but there's no interest. And the maximum amount that you can take out is around $20,000. It's always changing from year to year. So ultimately, if your kids are able to get subsidized loans, that'd be great because there's no interest during school. And typically as parents or new parents, our income is going to go up over time. So as your income goes up over time, you can utilize the student loans to take off some of the financial burden. So that way you don't have to pay for everything at one time. And then finally, this may or may not be a good option, but you could always pay out of pocket. That is an option. You can pay out of pocket and not worry about it. Just focus on growing your income, focusing on the future. And then obviously if you pay out of pocket, you can put that together with student loans, such as the subsidized loans, so that there's no interest during school. So if you're going to pay out of pocket and your kids qualify for subsidized loans, that could be $3,000 to $5,000 every semester that they can take out to help lower the financial burden. And there's no interest on those loans. You could pay out of pocket the difference. And that may be a good way for you to balance things out when it comes to your finances. So here's the different ways that you can pay for higher education expenses in the future. There's no right or wrong way. And ultimately, we can chat about what the best options are. You can always reach out to me and we can go over what direction makes the most sense for you and your family. So that's all I got for you. Have the best day and tune in for more content. Bye, guys.